Hi everybody, Mature Simmer here. So welcome back to Basics Trucking as I continue to meander around Nebraska. So let's see what kind of work we can find. Alright, so last episode I had talked about how I was having problems on Steam getting things. That has been resolved, thank goodness. I figured they'd get to it pretty quickly. So you can see I've got JCB items showing up. Now this one's too short, it's only 30 miles, so we're not going to take it. But that means we've got JCB and the farm equipment, so we're going to have a few more options here. Alright, so to not go too far, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this reservoir tank to Sydney. So that'll get me over there. Again, it's probably too close to some of these, but you know, we're going to have to probably crisscross the state a few times. I still think Columbus is one that I hadn't gotten to, so I think I've delivered to Lincoln, Omaha, Norfolk, and McCook. So at some point I'll need to get back to Columbus, but rather than head over there right now, because I do have that option in, I think, the in-game cargo market, but you know, I think this will work nicely, and you know, at some point we'll get over to Grand Island too, so we'll keep crisscrossing things around, see where we're at. So while I'd like to haul a new type of load, you know, I did see a piece of farm equipment, but it would take us up to Scottsbluff or close to that. And then again, I'm really close to everything. Where here, at least, I think I can go up to Chadron, and that'll be 100 miles. Where I think these will be too close. And again, if I go to Scottsbluff, I think that basically eliminates these three as being things I can get credit for because they're going to be within 100 miles. So let's jump in here. Alright, so I'm thinking maybe we just go right across the street, is what it looks like. So I'm trying to pull out cleanly while I sneeze, so sorry for the
and then turn left.
Quiet of the audio as I was pulling out there, but again, wanted to keep moving ahead and not having you delayed because of my
Get ready to turn left.
Morning coughing and sneezing that happens to happen to me more often than I'd like. Alright. Dunkin'. America runs on Dunkin'. Publix. Grocery store chain. But yeah, we're heading right over here to
keep right, and then turn right.
Metal West.
Turn right.
Alright. So, looks like we gotta go around the building all the way. And it doesn't look like there's an easy way. Like, I don't think I can cut through here. Yeah, there's parking lot and car. Well, maybe I can. Let's try it and see what we see. I may be like, I'd rather have gone the other way, but we'll figure it out. Because it would be nice if I could just pull in, but it won't be that easy, you know that. Alright, I'm not seeing it here. Yeah, so not quite sure what the best way to do this will be, but obviously I need to get back here. I can't pull straight in because of that material, but hopefully I can turn here and I have enough room to maneuver, so we'll try that. I mean, we do have a long trailer, but you'd hope they'd give you enough room in the yard to do stuff, because obviously they need, you know, they need truckers to be able to get where they need to get to. But yeah, I don't see the tank laying around anywhere that they can load us up from, but I'm sure if they're calling for the load, that they've got the load somewhere. Might be Might be in the building and they'll bring it out with that telehandler or something. Who knows? We'll just get here where they want us. And we'll worry about it then. But I probably won't be able to say it enough times, but I really do enjoy the flatbed. It's working out really nicely. Lot more load options than I've had with anything else I've tried to use. I was worried I was too far over and it wasn't going to give it to me. Alright, let's get loaded up. Alright, there we go. A little bit later. I've hauled stuff like this before on contracts or whatever, but so nothing terribly exciting, but alright, so 180 miles. I might be able to make it before I have to rest. That would be helpful. Because, yeah, it's 3 hours and 26 minutes, so it would be 10 o'clock or so, but it should be okay. And that way, we're not dealing with another loan payment before,
Turn right.
before we need to go ahead. Trying to figure out, I thought I had $121,000. How do I only have
Get ready to turn
69,000?
right. Turn
That's
right.
confusing. Ooh. I thought the gate was more open than that. Obviously not. Oops. I thought it had opened up already. Yeah, that is weird. Huh. Because I haven't bought anything else or whatever. It's almost like but I was over 100,000 before I did the other load. Well, I don't know what happened. It is a mystery. I'm not sure that there's finance screens in here that I recall.
And then turn left.
Train going by underneath. I'm not sure if it was easy to hear or not. Oh, you know what? I was looking at this. I was looking at the profit over 7 days. We only have 69,000. I was looking at the wrong number. Again, still trying to get used to this interface here. Alright, so mystery solved. So they didn't take money from me. I'm just profiting nicely, and at the pace I'm going, I should make 121,000. But I'd been talking at the end of the last episode about, oh, I'm going to be ready to buy a truck. I've got to get to 200,000. I'm really close. I'm at 121. I'm not. So, typical little Midwestern town. Just lots of little things along the road. Little shops here and there. But nothing too... nothing big city-like. How about that? Just small town America.
Keep right. And then turn right.
Denny's? That's definitely
Turn
not
right.
small town America. They're everywhere, but old GMC van. Wow. So if you haven't been with me recently here, you know, big news in the truck sim world. It looks like Iowa's going to be the next state. They haven't officially announced it, but they've teased it with some photos, and people have shown what I would say is compelling evidence of things that they showed in the teaser photos that they're like, yep, here's the thing in the real world. It's in Iowa. I think it was a truck stop or a rest stop, like a rest area. So, no reason to assume they're wrong. Usually the community's pretty good at that. I don't bother because I don't know the spaces we're looking at that well. And, you know, other people usually get to it way before I would anyway, so. But we'll see if they announce that, and that's always a good thing. But they basically threw out a, we're continuing across the U.S. or whatever. They had basically a big U.S. map with kind of zoomed in on the, and they had things like Illinois and Minnesota up. It was like a magnifying glass, and here we are, and all that kind of stuff. Whoops. Trying to moving, hitting the wrong button, getting to the wrong areas on the cruise, sorry. And then on the Euro Truck front, ProMods has announced 2.7 is coming, which will finally have West Balkans DLC integrated, which means I can get that DLC in Euro Truck, and more importantly, resume the Euro Truck series. It's not out yet, but I'm assuming they're not teasing it 3 months ahead of time, so I'm sure we're a matter of weeks away, if not days. So when that comes out, again, I'll get the expansion DLC so that we have more of the official content. But and they've added a ton of cities. I want to say probably 24 cities that they have listed that they've either enhanced or added on, and so forth. So really cool stuff. So I'm going to be really excited to get back in the truck there in Europe and start moving on the real economy Euro style. So those of you that have enjoyed that in the past and have been missing it for the many, many months it's been on a hiatus, I'm assuming you'll be as excited as me to hear that news. Alright, well, this should go relatively quickly.
Go straight.
Oh, looks like we might be there at 9:39, huh? Well, that's pretty cool. I mean, again, we'll hit stoplights, we'll lose time other places. It'll probably be closer to 10:30, but good news is it won't be too late at night. Yeah, I don't want to come barreling up to the light, so it's probably unlikely, although it might be that way. You wouldn't normally have one of these sprinklers, I think, that way, but I suppose if the field's small enough you would, because normally you want to rotate all the way around that output of the water. But alright, so we've discovered North Platte. I knew we would be doing that. Again, there's a rail yard here, largest rail yard in the US as far as I'm aware. Don't know. We're clearly not seeing anything on the map that would indicate that is nearby, but one of these days maybe we'll see it. I mean, I assume they have it in here somewhere. That would be just amazing if they chose to not have that as a location. Again, I doubt they're modeling it in excruciating detail, but they could do something, and I'm sure it would be interesting to see how it laid out. Alright, so there's a Veterans Memorial here. I don't know if, I assume that's relatively authentic, or maybe it's very authentic. They do have Six Flags up, which with the new Space Force that came on in the last 5-6 years, that would be accurate. So it all gels as being legitimately authentic, but not sure. We're going slow up this hill. It's not that big of a hill. I'm not sure who is ahead of us and what they're hauling, but they're clearly having a hard time. But we're getting back on I-80. Not surprising. What do we got there? Fort Cody. Okay. I wonder. William Cody, otherwise known as Buffalo Bill. I don't know if that's related to that or not. This is trading post, so I'm sure it's just a store, so it might not be an actual old-time fort that was out here, but yeah, I'm always curious seeing these In-N-Out burgers. here this far east. They're a California-based company, and I just didn't know that they had come out this far east. But they may have. Or it just might be game mechanics that the real companies is replacing a burger joint with that, because that's what they put in there, and they'll be all over the country. I don't know. Alright, so about another 120 miles to go, but as you can see, just climbing that bridge we lost 30 minutes. So now it's 10:07. But now that we're on the interstate and we have a couple lanes we can pass folks, hopefully for most of this we'll now be able to move along. I'm obviously having some challenges with this tank climbing this hill. So yeah, I'm all worried about expanding the company and whatever, and I don't even have a truck that can pull a goofy tank up the hill. If I'm going to start hauling heavier equipment, I'm going to need something better as far as my power plant and whatever, so I'm going to have to figure out what makes sense. Or just be happy that I'm, going 40 miles an hour, and that's good enough. We do have an 18-speed gearbox already, so that's as good as we're going to be able to get with that, and that should give us more options for maintaining high speed even at high torque levels at the lower gears. So I'm sure part of it is climbing the hill in 18th gear. Probably wasn't helping. Alright, we're entering the mountain time zone. So there we go. Now it's switched to 9:06. But again, still obviously about an hour and 45 minutes away, as you can see. Got a truck stop there. I do need to pay attention. I am getting a little low on fuel. Oh, state trooper there in the middle. Alright, well, ventilation shaft was something I could have taken to Grand Island, so I could have been hauling something like that, but decided to go further west instead of going back east again just yet. Alright, and then we have an intersection to I-76, which looks like it takes us into Denver. So in the future, could be interesting. Alright, Sydney and Cheyenne, Wyoming. Sydney, Nebraska is straight ahead. So, thinking we still have decent daylight for another half hour at least, but we may be parking in the dark. So, yeah, pretty sparse riverbeds here, as you can see. They spread out and not always abundant with water. Oh, drifting over a bit. That's why they have rumble strips. Nice to see that they work as they should, and they're modeled in the game more than just visually. Obviously we get the sound as well, so that's pretty neat. And I don't think that's new. I think that's existed, but it's something to say. Man, well, they can go 75. We're just limited to 65, so. But, like, these other trucks are going, but the speed limit is higher, and it is still kind of flat. Not sure if Lennar sounds familiar as a home builder, and obviously I'm also saying that because of what I'm seeing on the side of the truck, but Not sure if that's what they are or not. Good amount of rest areas. So that's also impossible? Important. It's far from... Oh, if he had yawned just a moment before, I would have pulled in. Because I was kind of thinking, oh, well, we got that too. Again, we got 30 miles to the location. Alright, and it looks like we're heading... I don't know that that's... Oh yeah, that is fuel too. So that'll be good. So it all works out. We can rest, we can get fuel.
Right, and then exit right.
So, got a fire engine. No, we
Exit
got a
right.
big rest area on the left side. Big truck stop.
Turn right.
Texas Roadhouse. Peanuts on the floor and all kinds of fun. That is not a fun location to pull into. Maybe it won't be too bad. I guess it does have an entrance here. I'm not sure I want to go in there. But actually, I think it's oh, did I miss? Oh no, it's up at the light here. I am clearly not seeing things well. Alright, Sydney is discovered. So we're going to get a lot of discoveries of the towns. We're going to get those faster than other options, I think.
Make a U-turn.
Alright. So, pull in here. Go get the fuel.
Finding a new route.
And I'll probably just rest and be done.
Possible. Make a U-turn.
Maybe I'll rest ahead of time since I'm here. Just not make it difficult. Because that's the benefit with the World of Trucks jobs, is they're time-based, they're not game time-based. So I can rest if I need to. You know, the thing I don't like is obviously we're going to burn a few hours here of daylight. I was hoping to deliver and then do all this, but that's alright. Alright, 366 on the diesel per gallon. Not bad. But this will be a good amount here, because we're pretty empty. Alright, $637 out of our $69,000, not our $121,000. Crazy me. Alright. So now I should be good to turn left out of here and continue. See how the traffic works. I always love when they don't leave a spot. Very considerate of you, H&M. Now we get to sit here and wait. That gets really frustrating in reality. It happens pretty much all over the US. I don't know how consistent this is, like somewhere in Europe or something like that. Yeah, because the concern here... Oh, now he's going to wait. Why did he pull up so far? Oh, now he doesn't wait. What the... Dude, you deserve that. Oh, now I've got damage to my truck because this guy's a lunatic. Really? I'm like looking to see if I could turn, and then suddenly he's in front of me. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, now I'm going to have repairs to my truck. I mean, I don't have to worry about it quite yet, but that's just frustrating. So yeah, not a fan of Truck Simulator AI. I think that's an ongoing pain point for everybody that does these series. That they're interesting, is all we can say. They there's bad drivers in the world, but
Keep right. And
the
then
Truck
exit
Simulator
right.
AI drivers make them look like pros, that's for sure.
Exit right.
Alright, we gotta yield to these guys. Nobody else is coming, so we're good.
Get ready to turn left.
Alright, so just the unloading area. Looks like
Turn left.
another place over there, Newmont. I don't know who they are. A dead end. So again, interesting pickup points, and thereby unloading
Have
points
arrived at your
in the game
destination.
here. So again, that does not look long enough, but I'm sure it's plenty long. So let's see if we can make this. This is easier than the one I had in the last episode. That was a tight fit, and I did pretty well with that. So hopefully, now that I can have a bigger approach, because I was hemmed in on both sides there. Like, I wouldn't have been able to do what I'm doing now because things were just far too tight. But we can get that rotated at this point, and might be too far over. We'll see what it does. Can't quite tell. I think we got a little bit further. Alright, it's giving it to us. So, let's unload. Alright, we just leveled up last time, so I'm not expecting to be doing that at this point, but a little bit of progress. More importantly, we're at 5 of 12 instead of 4 of 12. So that is our progress point, a little bit above 70,000. We're going to be paying our loan installment shortly. Next episode, probably for sure, while we're hauling. But for now, we're wrapping this one up. If you've enjoyed this and haven't dropped a like, please consider that. And if you are not a subscriber, please consider that. And I will see you next time.